What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79. I'm coming to you today with my newest strategy video. Top targets for Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries for the current format, which is May 2018 banless. Alright. So, Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, kind of a bit of a personal favorite hand trap. If you guys don't know, what you do is that when your opponent controls more monsters than you do, this is a quick effect. You can discard this card from your hand, reveal one card in your extra deck, then look at your opponent's extra deck. Also, banish all cards in the extra deck with the same name as the reveal card. And you can only activate one Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries per turn. Alright, so this card basically shreds the living heck out of your opponent's extra deck. You get to see what they're running in an extra deck because you actually get to look at the whole thing. So you can actually just pick up on what they're playing if they're just turning around and playing some generic monsters. Alright, with that being said, we're going to go through all the various extra deck monsters, and I'm going to start off with fusion monsters. Alright, and the very first fusion monster that you should target with Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries is this guy, Masked Hero Darklore. Alright? I know this guy doesn't see that much play, but when he does get played, he is a major threat. He's a walking, one-sided macrocosmos, will banish every single card you send to the graveyard, and if you search a card, he rips a card out of your hand, and that card's also banished because of his first effect. Okay, with that being said, he is a worthwhile target to go after with Ghost Reaper, especially if you think your opponent is running maybe the Destiny Hero Malicious engine in their deck. Alright, next one. I have Thousand Ice Restrict, and I'm actually using this card more as a place saver to represent all various instant fusion targets. Okay, now Thousand Ice Restricts, the reason why I had this one up is because it can, just like all the other instant fusion targets, it can lead into other plays, whether it be a Link Karibo play, or just letting it pop. There's plenty of things to do. Thousand Ice Restricts basically steals your opponent's monster, equips it to itself to gain its attack and defense, and then it also prevents all the monsters in the field from changing the battle position or attacking. Okay, so it does cause its own problems with that. Other instant fusion targets that you might want to turn around and consider: Carbonaro Warrior is a level 4 Earth attribute. There's Dragonist the Wicked Knight, a level 3 Wind attribute. I think it's Dragon type. Could be wrong. And there's also Panzer Dragon, which probably might be seeing a little bit more play after the release of the next core set, Cybernetic Horizons. And speaking of which, Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon should be considered one of the top Ghost Reaper targets once we get the new support for Cyber Dragons in that set. Alright, and Rampage Dragon is one, Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon is another. Rampage Dragon can actually win games by itself by popping back row, as well as being able to attack multiple times per turn. You add in fusion summoning it with something like Power Bond, and then adding on something like Limiter Removal, and it goes from 21 all the way up to 84. So think about having an 8400 attack point monster attacking up to 3 times per turn. Especially when you have Link monsters that can't go into defense mode. Yeah. Like I said, Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon is another one that can take away monsters in the extra monster zones just to turn and break up the extra link. Alright. As for synchros, this shouldn't be a surprise. Naturia Beast, basically it's a mill 2 cards to negate any spell cards. It's not a hard once per turn, which makes it a real threat, especially in decks that can actually love milling cards. As we've seen with Burning Abyss. Just locking them out of that section just hurts your opponent a lot. And of course, I also included Sideframe Lord Omega in this because it adds its own brand of craziness to the field. Ripping cards out of your opponent's hand, you leave it on the field until your standby phase. He's able to recycle banished cards back into your graveyard. It just adds a lot. As going forward for the Xyz monsters, Dante, the Traveler of the Burning Abyss, should be a top target, considering that Burning Abyss has just started to actually make a headway back into the competitive limelight. MX Saber Invoker is another card. I know that a lot of the Goki decks are now actually looking to turbo him out with cards like Neospatian Aqua Dolphin, Junk Forward, Marauding Captain, a lot of level 3s. Yeah, and there's even they've even started using the Terratop engine again just to go into Invoker, because Invoker is actually a generic rank 3 monster that can search out your special summon out your other Earth Attribute monsters in your deck. Some other targets. Number 39, Utopia, basically because it is... You can take away the whole Utopian Lightning, and that can just help your opponent steal games. And if you're afraid of the end of match scenario, there's always stuff like going after Gaia Cowboy. Any decks that can spam rank 4s can actually bring this guy out and just burn you for game. You also have things like Vocasaurus if you want to go that way, if you're worried about rank 5s. On to the links. Alright, we have Link Haribo, which is actually going to be available to all the TCG now tomorrow with the new Star deck coming out, which is pretty cool. So Link Haribo, 1000 extra strikes, because 1000 extra restrict is a level 1. You can actually just link it off, get rid of the monster already equipped, and just have a defensive monster on the field. It also pairs insanely well with any decks that can use Scapegoat. Okay, and of course there's also Isolde. Basically, she's a combo starter for Gokis. Getting rid of her can help break up those plays. I'm actually having Nightmare... I actually have Nightmare Phoenix, but you can actually put any, and I mean this, any Nightmare monster for a Ghost Reaper target, whether it be Phoenix, Cerebus, Goblin, Unicorn, even Griffin if people want to run it. But yeah, it's usually just the 3 level 2s that are the most common that we see. Alright, Phoenix prevents Coolant monsters from being destroyed by battle. Cerebus prevents them from being destroyed by card effects, and Goblin prevents them from being targeted by card effects, period. And then if you add in stuff like Unicorn can actually allow all Colic monsters in there to basically grant the player that has the monsters on the field extra draws, which gives them more advantage. Playing against a Pendulum deck, having a Mellow False Electromite, that's pretty much a no-brainer. This card just does so much for every single Pendulum deck that's out there right now. Summoner Monk, I know this card is only available in North American territories thanks to it being a jump promo, but it just adds so much into a lot of different mono-type decks. It should be a target here in North America. I expect to see this card a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. Other rank 3s you might want to consider Trigate Wizard. I know there's also, what was it, Topological Trisbania, if you're afraid of the end of match procedures, because special summon monster to his own opponents do, it banishes that monster, and then all of a sudden, all spell and traps are getting popped, and then you're burning your opponent. Firewall Dragon is a very well-deserved target. It just enables so many loops and OTKs. Personally, it's not very healthy for this game, with it not having a hard once per turn clause on it. Alright, Borlo Dragon, non-targetable cards. Can't be targeted, steals an opponent's monster to its end phase, so this allows you to grab opponent's monster and use it for its own attack. And of course I also added in Saruja Skulldread, primarily because it can actually power boost a lot of weaker monsters. Let me see if I can get this going. Just by pointing to it, and not only that, but it gives you an extra special summon. And if you manage to get 4 monsters with different names on the field to summon it, it can help you fix your hand. Okay, so that is basically it for my top targets for Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries for the current format of May 2018 ban list. Guys, if you think I've missed any targets, let me know down in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you love the video and want to see more content like this on my channel, hit that subscribe button and make sure you enable notifications so you don't miss any videos that I post. So guys, until next time, peace.